Have you ever said something and immediately felt like it didn't come out the way you meant it? Maybe your voice trembled, or your mind went blank, or you walked away thinking, why didn't I say that better? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, millions of people, smart, capable people, struggle with one of the most important skills in life, speaking clearly and confidently. And here's what makes it tricky. Most of us were never taught how to speak well. We learned how to write. We learned how to read, but when it came to speaking, especially in moments that mattered, we were just expected to figure it out. That's where this audiobook comes in. The art of speaking isn't about sounding perfect. It's about learning how to use your voice as a tool to express yourself, influence others, build trust, and create real connection. This guide is for you if you freeze up when speaking in front of others. You want to feel more confident in meetings or interviews. You work in sales or client services and want to close more deals. You struggle to explain your ideas clearly. You just want to sound like the best version of yourself. Whether you're a student, a leader, a business owner, or someone who just wants to improve, this audiobook will help. Together, we'll explore how to manage nerves and anxiety, how to sound confident even when you don't feel it, how to keep people's attention and make your words stick, how to handle difficult conversations with calm and control, how to speak persuasively in real situations like sales pitches, client meetings, or even personal relationships. You'll also hear practical tips you can use immediately, things like how to pause without sounding awkward, how to stop saying and like every sentence, how to get your message across in fewer words, and how to sound more natural, whether you're speaking to a group or one-on-one. You don't need to be a natural. Let me say this loud and clear. Great speakers are not born, they are built. If you've ever said, "I'm just not good at speaking. My voice doesn't sound good. I get too nervous," please know you can improve. It's not about changing who you are. It's about discovering the power of your natural voice and using it with intention. What happens when you master your voice? When you learn how to speak with confidence and clarity, people listen to you differently. You become more persuasive. You build trust faster. You close more deals. You create stronger relationships. You stop second-guessing yourself. Speaking well opens doors in business, in friendships, in life. And you don't have to shout to be heard. You just have to speak with purpose. In the chapters ahead, I'll walk you through the most common speaking problems and show you how to fix them. No fluff, no lectures, just honest tools, tips, and mindset shifts you can use today. By the end of this audiobook, I hope you'll say, "I'm not afraid of speaking anymore. I know how to use my voice." Let's begin this journey, one word at a time. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to The Art of Speaking, mastering your voice in everyday life, sales, and conversations that matter. Let's get started. The first step, overcoming fear. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means step forward, carefully. Why we get nervous. Let's start with something we all feel, fear. That shaky voice, the sweaty palms, the racing thoughts that scream, "What if I mess up?" This fear doesn't mean you're weak. It means you care. See, fear is your body's way of protecting you. Back in ancient times, standing up and speaking to a group could literally get you kicked out of the tribe, or worse. So your brain says, "Let's play it safe," and your body says, "Let's run." But here's the good news. You don't have to get rid of fear to become a great speaker. You just have to learn how to manage it. Fear versus excitement, they feel the same. Here's a little secret. Fear and excitement feel almost identical in the body. Think about it. Fast heartbeat, shallow breathing, sweaty palms, butterflies in the stomach. Same symptoms, but very different meaning. Fear says, I'm in danger. Excitement says, this matters. So what if, instead of saying, I'm nervous, you said, I'm ready? Try this before your next big conversation or presentation. Take a deep breath and say, I'm not nervous. I'm excited to speak. It may feel silly at first, but your brain believes what you repeat, and little by little, your fear shrinks. Reframing the spotlight. Here's another trick. Stop thinking the spotlight is on you. Instead, put it on your message. Most people fear judgment, but if your goal is to help, connect, or share something useful, then your fear becomes purpose. Ask yourself, what's one person in the room who needs to hear this? How can I make this message clear and helpful? When you focus outward, not inward, your fear has nowhere to live. Everyone starts somewhere. Quick story. There was a young man who used to stutter terribly. He avoided talking to strangers, let alone groups. One day, he decided to face it head on. He recorded himself speaking every day. He practiced in the mirror. He joined a local speaking club. Now, he's a keynote speaker and sales leader for a major company. The only difference between him and others was this: he didn't let fear win. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to be willing. Practice makes presence. The best way to beat fear: repetition. Here are some simple practices. Record a 1-minute voice note daily on any topic. Talk to yourself while doing chores. Yes, out loud. Join a public speaking group like Toastmasters. Speak up in low-pressure situations, like ordering coffee or giving feedback at work. The more you speak, the more natural it feels. And over time, something amazing happens. You stop thinking, what if I fail? And start thinking, I've done this before. I can do it again. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to speak anyway. So here's your first step. Accept the nerves, reframe them, and show up anyway. Every great speaker started shaky, but they got better because they didn't give up, and now you're doing the same.
Confidence in conversations. Speak like you belong, because you do. What confidence really looks like. Most people think confident speakers are loud, charismatic, always sure of themselves. But that's not true. Real confidence isn't about volume or perfection. It's about presence, showing up, being real, and believing your words matter. Think about the people you admire when they speak. They don't always have perfect grammar. They don't always have flashy words, but they're clear, they're calm, and they make you feel like you're in good hands. That's the kind of confidence we're building. Confidence is built, not given. Let's bust a myth. People aren't born confident. They practice confidence. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You may not feel it right away, and that's okay. You act confident first, and your feelings catch up later. This is what actors, leaders, and salespeople do all the time. They prepare, they breathe, they focus, and then they step into the room with intention. You can do the same, whether it's a phone call, a job interview, or a client pitch. Confidence starts before you speak. Here's the truth. Confident communication starts in your head, not your mouth. Before you even open your mouth, are you telling yourself, I'm going to mess up, or are you saying, I'm here to offer something helpful? That self-talk changes everything. Try this quick mental reset before any conversation. I don't need to impress. I just need to connect. You're not there to perform. You're there to share. Speak like you mean it. Here are 3 quick ways to sound more confident immediately. 1. Pause more. Most people rush when they're nervous, but confident speakers know pausing equals power. Take a breath between ideas. Let your words land. Silence isn't awkward, it's impactful. 2. Lower your tone at the end of sentences. Try this. I think it's a great idea. Sounds unsure. I think it's a great idea. Sounds clear and confident.
Just by lowering your tone, you shift from a question to a statement. 3. Stand or sit up straight. Your posture sends a message before your words do. Head up, shoulders back, feet grounded. Your body tells your brain, I belong here. Real-world example. Sales. Let's say you're in sales. You're pitching your product or service to a client. How do you sound confident, especially if you're new or unsure? Here's what not to do. So I was thinking maybe this package could possibly work for you. Here's a confident version. Based on what you shared, I believe this package fits your needs, especially with benefit. What do you think? Notice the shift? Shorter, clearer, no apologies. Focused on them, not you. That's confidence in action. Even if your voice shakes a little, your clarity builds trust. Confidence is also in the calm. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay calm when others rush. In tough conversations or client meetings, slow down your breathing. Speak just a little slower. Listen fully before responding. People are drawn to calm energy. It shows control, respect, and confidence, even in pressure. Confidence is quietly powerful. To be clear, confidence doesn't mean dominating the room. It means saying what you mean, knowing your worth, and not needing to fill every silence with sound. Some of the most confident speakers say less, but their words go further. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You just need to be intentional. Action step. Before your next conversation, try this. Stand tall or sit up straight. Take 3 slow breaths. Remind yourself, I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be present. Then speak with calm, clarity, and care. You've got this.
Cutting the clutter.
How to stop saying like, and rambling on. You don't need more words. You need the right ones. The fillers we all use, we've all been there. You're in the middle of a sentence and suddenly your brain hits a speed bump. You fill the gap with like, so yeah. These little fillers sneak in when we're nervous, buying time to think, afraid of silence. But too many of them, they make you sound unsure, even if your message is solid. Why fillers happen? Your mouth is moving faster than your brain. You're trying to keep the momentum, so you fill the silence with something, anything. Here's the truth. Silence is not the enemy. It's actually a powerful tool. When you pause, you give your audience space to listen, and you give yourself space to think clearly. Replace fillers with pauses. Let's try a simple switch. Instead of saying, I think the best way to do it is like, say, pause. The best way to do it is, it feels weird at first, but it sounds more confident, more thoughtful, and more professional. Silence adds strength to your message. Rambling waters it down. Mental trick. Talk in thoughts, not sentences. Most people try to talk in perfect sentences, but that's not how we naturally speak. Instead, speak in thought chunks. Here's what I believe. Pause. This is why it matters. Pause. Here's what I suggest. This trains your brain to pause where it makes sense, not when you're searching for filler. Simple practice. The 1, 2, 3 pause. Try this exercise alone or with a friend. Pick a topic you know well. Example, your favorite movie, your job, how to cook rice. Speak for 1 minute, but every time you feel the urge to say or like, pause instead. Count silently 1, 2, 3 during each pause. It'll feel awkward at first, but after a few tries, you'll start building speaking rhythm instead of relying on filler words. When you ramble, do this. Let's say you catch yourself rambling. Your thoughts are all over the place and you're dragging your listeners through it. Here's how to clean it up in real time. Stop, smile, and say, let me rephrase that more clearly. Boom, reset. People will actually respect you more for recognizing it and taking control. It shows self-awareness and composure. Final thought filler words are like weeds in a garden, harmless in small amounts, distracting when they take over. You don't have to eliminate every single but you can learn to pause with purpose, speak in clear thoughts, and own your message. Clear speech makes your ideas easier to hear, and when people can hear you, they're far more likely to trust you. Speaking with impact, tone, emphasis, and making words hit. It's not just the words, it's the weight behind them. Why tone changes everything. You can say the same sentence in two ways and get two very different reactions. For example, I didn't say, "He stole the money." Now, try saying that sentence, but each time emphasize a different word. I didn't say, "He stole the money." Someone else did. I didn't say he stole the money. I never said it. I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe I implied it. I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe someone else? I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe he borrowed it. I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe something else? See how tone shapes meaning. If you want to master the art of speaking, you must master tone, pitch, pace, and emphasis. The 3 P's of powerful speaking. Let's break down the essential voice tools you have. 1. Pace. How fast or slow you talk. Too fast? People miss your message. Too slow? You risk sounding dull. Tip. Slow down on the important parts. Speed up slightly when telling a story. 2. Pitch. The high or low tone of your voice. Monotone, boredom. Natural variation, emotion, engagement. Tip. Let your pitch rise slightly when asking a question or showing enthusiasm. 3. Pause. When you stop, on purpose. Pauses add drama, clarity, and breathing space. Tip. Use a pause right before or after a key idea. The secret to impact is knowing when to say less, emphasis that hits hard. Want your words to land? Choose what to emphasize in a sentence. Instead of saying, "This is an idea worth sharing," neutral. Try, "This is an idea worth sharing." Focus on the value. "This is an idea worth sharing." Focus on sharing it. "This is an idea worth sharing." Compare with something else. Play with it. Record yourself. See how it sounds. When you highlight the right words, your speech becomes magnetic. How this works in real life, sales and clients. Your sales call or pitching a deal. Let's say you're on a sales call or pitching a deal. Flat tone. Our service helps companies save money and improve delivery times. Impact tone. Our service helps companies save money and improve delivery times consistently. The second version adds clarity, confidence, conviction, and that's what wins clients. Practice, mirror, and repeat. Pick a simple sentence like, "This product can really help you." Now say it with excitement, with calm confidence, with concern, with urgency. Record each version. Play them back. Ask yourself, which one do I believe the most? That's the one you want to use. Final thought. Speaking with impact doesn't mean speaking louder, it means speaking with purpose. Mastering tone and emphasis is like adding color to your voice. Without it, your message is black and white. With it, it becomes unforgettable. Storytelling. How to make people care about what you say. Facts tell. Stories sell. Why storytelling works. Think about this. When was the last time you remembered a list of bullet points? Now think about the last story that made you laugh, tear up, or pause and reflect. See the difference? Stories stick. They connect. They move people. Whether you're in a meeting, a sales pitch, or talking to a friend, storytelling gives your words power and emotion. The human brain loves stories. When you tell a story, people's brains light up in sync with yours. It activates memory, emotion, and imagination. Listeners are more likely to remember you and your message. It's like giving your audience a movie trailer inside their minds. The simple story formula, 3 acts. Every great story follows a simple format: setup, where and when, who's involved. A few months ago, I met a client who was struggling with slow deliveries. Conflict. What challenge or problem appears? They were losing customers every week, and their competitors were moving faster. Resolution. How was the problem solved? We implemented our logistics system, and within 30 days, their complaints dropped by 80%. Quick tip: use real stories, but keep them short and focused. Example: storytelling in sales. Let's say you're in a meeting trying to close a deal. Instead of just listing features, our system has route optimization, tracking, and customer notifications. Try telling a quick story. One of our clients, a local delivery service, used to get constant complaints. After using our route optimization, they were able to deliver 30% faster, and customer complaints dropped almost overnight. Boom, now it's real. It's relatable. It's memorable. That's the magic of storytelling. Practice your 3-story toolbox. Start building a mental toolbox of short stories you can pull out when needed. Create 3 types of stories: struggle to success, a personal or client story with a positive ending, lesson learned, a mistake that taught you something, vision or dream, what you hope to achieve or help others achieve. Keep them under 2 minutes. Practice telling them to a mirror or voice recorder. Want to be more persuasive? Tell this story. Use the "what if" story when people hesitate. Example: what if your team didn't have to check tracking updates manually? What if your customers could see delivery updates in real time and complaints drop by half? This kind of storytelling makes your audience visualize the benefit. If they can picture it, they're more likely to say yes. Final thought. A story isn't fluff. It's your bridge to someone's attention. People buy into ideas emotionally before they commit logically, and stories are how you emotionally engage. If you can become a great storyteller, you can win people over in conversation, sales, deals, and everyday life. The power of listening. Speaking less to say more. Great speakers don't just talk. They listen like leaders. Why listening is a superpower. It might seem ironic in a book about speaking, but here's the truth. The best communicators speak less and listen more. Listening isn't about waiting for your turn to talk. It's about understanding the person in front of you. So when you do speak, your words hit the mark. What listening really means. Real listening is more than just hearing. It means being present, no phone, no wandering thoughts, watching body language and tone, picking up what's not being said. When someone feels truly heard, they open up and trust you more. That's not just good conversation, that's connection. Listening in sales, clients, and negotiations. Let's say you're speaking with a potential client. Let me tell you about all the amazing things we offer. Can I ask, what's the biggest challenge your team is facing right now? Boom. You flip the focus to them. Now they talk. You listen. Then, when it's your turn, you respond with exactly what they need to hear. That's how deals are won. The echo-ask technique. Here's a simple framework to make your conversations more impactful. Echo. Repeat part of what they said. You mentioned your team is overwhelmed with returns. Ask. Invite them to go deeper. What do you think is causing that? This shows them you're listening and that you care. The bonus? People often discover their own solutions while talking, and they'll remember you helped get them there. The magic of a well-placed silence. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is Pause. After someone finishes speaking, don't rush to reply. Wait 2 beats. Often, they'll keep talking, and that's when the gold comes out. Silence can feel uncomfortable, but in a conversation, it signals confidence, respect, openness. Let silence work for you. Be present, not just polite. Avoid these common fake listening traps, nodding while secretly thinking about your next point, smiling while scrolling your phone, saying, "uh-huh," but not remembering what they just said. Be there, really there. When people feel your attention, they give it back tenfold. Final thought. People don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. And nothing makes someone feel valued more than being truly listened to. So yes, this is a book about speaking, but sometimes your silence will speak the loudest.
Confidence on command. How to sound certain even when you're not. Confidence isn't about always being right. It's about being sure enough to show up. What confidence actually is. People often think confidence is something you're born with. But in reality, confidence is a skill. It's trainable. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about showing up with clarity, certainty, and calm presence, even when you feel nervous inside. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's action despite it. Everyone gets nervous. Yes, even the most seasoned speakers, salespeople, leaders, and CEOs. The key difference? They've learned how to manage nerves, not eliminate them. The science of calm confidence. When you speak with fear, your voice speeds up, gets higher, sounds shaky or unsure. But with calm confidence, your voice slows down, lowers in pitch, feels steady. Tip: before speaking, take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and drop your shoulders. This simple reset tells your body, "I'm safe, I've got this." Speak with certainty, even when you're unsure. Let's say a client asks you something and you're not 100% sure of the answer. Weak version. I think it might be next week, maybe. Confident version. That's a great question. Let me confirm that and get right back to you. I want to make sure you get the correct details. See the difference? You don't need to know everything. You just need to sound in control. Example: confidence in sales or pitches. You're explaining your product to a client. Unconfident delivery. We, kind of help with tracking and notifications too. Confident delivery. We help businesses improve tracking, speed up delivery, and notify customers in real time. Same info, very different impact. Confidence is clarity. Cut the filler words, drop the maybes, and I think, own your message. The confidence loop. Here's how to build lasting confidence. Prepare. Know your message or pitch. Practice. Say it out loud. Record yourself. Get feedback. Perform. Use what you practiced, even if it's not perfect. Repeat. Every time you do it, you get stronger. Confidence grows through reps, not through waiting. Try this audio trick. Record yourself saying a few lines of your pitch, intro, or idea. Now listen back. Ask, do I sound clear? Do I sound like I believe myself? Would I trust this person? If not, tweak it. Re-record. When you finally hear yourself sounding confident, lock that version in. That's your true voice. Final thought. You don't need to be the smartest, most experienced, or most talented. You just need to sound like you believe in what you're saying. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from showing up, prepared, and speaking like you mean it. Dealing with difficult people, staying calm, clear, and in control. You can't control others, but you can control how you communicate with them. Why some conversations feel like war zones. You've been there. The aggressive client, the passive-aggressive coworker, the friend who turns everything into an argument. It's stressful. It's draining. It makes you want to avoid speaking altogether. But here's the secret. Difficult people don't have to control the conversation unless you let them. Rule number 1, don't react. Respond. Reacting is instant, emotional, often defensive. Responding is intentional, calm, thought out. When someone pushes your buttons, take a deep breath, pause before speaking. Use a neutral tone, even if they're yelling. Calm is your superpower. It disarms tension. Techniques to stay cool and clear. Feel, fact, focus method. Example: I understand you're frustrated. Feel. The delivery was delayed by 2 days. Fact. Here's how we're making sure it doesn't happen again. Focus. This shows empathy while still steering the conversation. Use the broken record approach. If someone keeps interrupting or being difficult, I hear you. As I mentioned, here's what we can do. Repeat your message calmly, over and over. Eventually, they realize you won't be derailed. Acknowledge without agreeing. You don't have to say you're right to make someone feel heard. Try. I can see why you'd feel that way. I understand this is important to you. Let me make sure I've got this straight. It builds rapport without compromising your position. Example: handling a heated client. Client: this system you sold me is a complete disaster. Nothing works. You, calmly: I hear how frustrated you are. I want to help fix this quickly. Can you walk me through what's not working so I can get you a solution? Notice, no defensiveness. You validate their emotion without taking blame. You shift the focus to solution mode. This is how you lead tough conversations. Don't fall for these traps. Raising your voice. You lose control and so does the conversation. Matching their tone. Now it's a battle. Getting personal. You shift from problem solving to ego wrestling. Stay grounded. Keep your tone even, clear, and respectful. Final thought. The louder someone else gets, the quieter and more certain you should become. It's not about winning an argument. It's about leading the moment with clarity and confidence. Master this, and you'll be someone others trust to handle the hard talks. Body language. What you say without saying a word. People hear your words, but they feel your body. Why body language matters more than you think. Studies suggest that over 50% of communication is non-verbal. That means you can say all the right words, but if your body language doesn't match, people won't believe you, even if you're telling the truth. Your body can either reinforce your message or undermine it. The essentials of confident body language. Let's break down what confident, trustworthy speakers do. Posture. Stand or sit upright, shoulders back. Imagine a string gently pulling the top of your head upward. Avoid slouching or shrinking. It signals doubt or discomfort. Eye contact. Hold steady eye contact for 3-5 seconds at a time. Shift between people naturally. Don't stare like a robot, but don't dart your eyes around either. Eye contact equals honesty, connection. Gestures. Use open, expressive hands, not stiff or hidden. Match gestures to your message, e.g. spread hands to show scale. Avoid pointing or fidgeting. They signal aggression or nervousness. What to avoid in body language. Let's talk about some common body language mistakes that can silently sabotage your message and what they often communicate to others.
Number 1. Crossed arms. This can make you appear closed off, defensive, or unapproachable. Try to keep your arms relaxed and open instead. Number 2. Hands in pockets. This gives off an impression of nervousness or uncertainty. Keep your hands visible and gesture naturally when speaking. Number 3. Looking down at the floor. Avoid breaking eye contact too much or constantly looking at the ground. It signals a lack of confidence or discomfort. Number 4. Tapping your foot or rocking your body. This kind of movement can make you seem anxious, impatient, or distracted. Practice staying still and grounded during conversations. And number 5. Leaning too far back. Over-relaxing or slouching in a conversation can come off as disinterest or even arrogance. Sit or stand with purpose and attentiveness. Real-world example, pitching to a client. You walk into the room, you're about to speak. If you walk in slowly with eye contact and an easy smile. Sit upright and open your laptop calmly. Keep your shoulders down, hands open as you speak. The client feels safe. They listen more closely. They trust you before you've even made your pitch. That's the silent power of body language. Bonus, mirroring, but subtly. Mirroring means gently reflecting the other person's posture or gestures. Done right, it builds unconscious rapport. Example, if they lean forward slightly, you can lean in a touch. If they nod as they talk, you nod when responding. Don't mimic, that's creepy. Just mirror the energy and openness. Combine voice and body for maximum impact. You've learned how to speak with clarity and confidence. Now pair that voice with purposeful gestures, steady posture, engaged eye contact. Your message becomes magnetic. Final thought. People may forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Your body speaks before, during, and after your words. So let it speak with confidence, warmth, and intention. Speaking to groups, from team meetings to public speeches. Speaking to one is hard. Speaking to many, terrifying, unless you're prepared. Whether you're leading a meeting, presenting to clients, or stepping on stage, speaking to a group can feel like a spotlight is burning down on you. Your heart races, your hands sweat. You second-guess every word before it even comes out. But here's the truth. You can master group speaking. It's not a talent, it's a skill. Why? Speaking to groups feels different. When you talk to one person, it's personal. There's room for back and forth. But with a group, suddenly you're the center of attention. You feel judged, exposed, and pressured to perform. That pressure triggers anxiety, not because you're not capable, but because your brain views it as a high-stakes moment. Good news. There are ways to turn that fear into fuel. Step 1. Prepare, but don't memorize. Don't try to write a full speech word for word and memorize it. It will sound robotic, and if you forget one part, you'll panic. Instead, create an outline. Know your key points. Practice delivering it out loud, as if explaining it to a friend. That way you sound confident but natural. You're not reciting, you're communicating. Step 2. Know your audience. Ask yourself, who am I talking to? What do they care about? What problems do they have that I can help solve? Whether it's a team, a client, or a conference audience, your message should feel like it's tailored just for them. Relevance builds connection. Step 3. Start strong. The first 10 seconds matter the most. Instead of saying, "Hi, my name is," try opening with a question. Have you ever felt nervous right before a big meeting? A bold statement. Most people ruin their pitch in the first minute. A short story or example, a strong opening earns attention. Then you can introduce yourself and dive in. Step 4. Use the power of pausing. Many speakers rush through out of nerves, but silence is your friend. Try this. Make a point, then pause for 2 seconds. Ask a question and let it hang. After a story or joke, pause to let the message settle. These moments give your audience time to think and show that you're in control. Step 5. Watch your pace and tone. Speaking too fast makes you sound nervous. Too slow and you'll lose your audience, the sweet spot. Speak like you're having a relaxed conversation with energy and clarity. Change your tone and volume to emphasize key points. Let your voice rise when asking questions. Slow down and soften when sharing something personal. Great speakers use their voice like a musical instrument.
Step 6.
Involve the audience. You don't need to lecture. You can engage. Ask rhetorical questions. Invite reactions. Use phrases like, "You might be wondering. Let's think about that. Raise your hand if this sounds familiar." When people feel included, they stay interested. Example, presenting to a sales team. Let's say you're leading a sales meeting and presenting a new pitch strategy. Don't just read from a slide. Start with, "Quick show of hands, how many of you have had a client go cold right after a great meeting?" Pause. Right. That happens all the time. And today, we're going to fix that. You've grabbed attention, made it relatable, and introduced your goal, all within 30 seconds. Step 7. Practice with feedback. Practice by recording yourself or presenting to a friend or colleague. Ask, "Did I speak clearly? Was I engaging? Did the structure make sense?" The best speakers aren't perfect. They're practiced. Final thought. Speaking to groups may always come with some nerves. That's normal. But the goal isn't to eliminate the butterflies. It's to make them fly in formation. You can lead the room with your words, your energy, and your clarity. All it takes is a plan, a few reps, and a belief in your message.
The speaking game plan: practice, feedback, and long-term growth. Becoming a great speaker isn't a one-time achievement. It's a journey, like learning to cook, ride a bike, or play the guitar. The more you practice, the better you get. But here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to improve consistently. In this final chapter, we'll talk about how to build a simple, powerful speaking routine that helps you grow steadily with confidence. Step 1. Set a speaking goal each week. Don't just wait for the next big presentation. Start small. Each week, pick one area to improve. For example, Week 1, speak slower and pause more. Week 2, make eye contact in every conversation. Week 3, practice storytelling at least once a day. These small weekly goals create momentum. They make improvement feel doable and real. Step 2, practice out loud. Thinking about what you'll say is helpful, but saying it out loud is where the real learning happens. Here's how. Record yourself reading or rehearsing. Watch the playback and note what works and what doesn't. Practice short talks with a friend or even in front of a mirror. It might feel awkward at first. That's okay. Growth usually does. Step 3. Ask for feedback the right way. Feedback is a gift if you ask for it the right way. Don't just say, "How was it?" Instead, ask, "Did I sound confident? Was my main message clear? Where did I lose you, if at all?" Specific questions lead to useful answers. Start with someone you trust and be open to their honesty. You're not looking for praise, you're looking to improve. Step 4. Build a speaking habit into your life. Great speakers speak often, not just on stage but in everyday life. You can practice by leading part of a team meeting, sharing an idea during a group discussion, speaking up in a class or workshop, recording short videos for practice. Speaking is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Step 5. Celebrate progress, not perfection. You won't always nail it. You'll mess up, forget things, say the wrong word. That's fine.
The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to keep improving. After each speaking moment, ask yourself, what went well? What would I do differently next time? That reflection turns every experience into growth. Bonus tip: study great speakers. Watch TED Talks, listen to podcasts, attend events. Study speakers you admire. Ask, what made them engaging? How did they start their talk? How did they end? What did their voice and body language say? Let great speaking surround you, and you'll naturally absorb what works. Thank you for listening to The Art of Speaking, mastering your voice in everyday life, sales, and conversations that matter. If you want more like this, please like, share, and subscribe this channel. We hope you're walking away with new tools, more confidence, and a clearer understanding of how to speak in a way that truly connects. Remember, great speakers aren't born. They're built, one word and one moment at a time. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most of all, keep speaking. If this audiobook helped you, consider sharing it with someone else who wants to find their voice. Until next time, speak boldly, listen deeply, and always be your most authentic self.